Hello my peculiars and welcome back or welcome to my peculiar corner if you're new here. My name is Andy and here we are at yet another magical encounter. I hope you are well. We are back to hoodies because actually it's kind of like snowy and rainy outside. So we went from t-shirts and super nice spring weather to kind of like autumn or November weather. But yeah, you know, it's cozy time. It's time to watch Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So probably that's what I'm going to do today. But I also advise you to watch my video because today we are going to dive into the Wizards of the World history with this beautiful book from the Wizardology series. It's an edition and it's called A Guide to the Wizards of the World, being a true account of wizards in the known world as told by Master Merlin. But without further ado, let's dive into this magic and crack on with the show. Here I am straight from the Peculiar Library with a beautiful copy of A Guide to Wizards of the World. Now, I'm sorry that it's a bit dusty, but as you already know, I'm still having a deposit in my room and it's quite dusty, but I have good news for you. So before we dive into this magical book, I just want to let you know that soon I will start renovating my room. So yes, it's happening finally, probably and hopefully in like a month or so you will be able to see the first reveal of my room. I already have the bookshelves at home and the books are all excitingly waiting in the boxes to be just exposed on my bookshelves. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know this exciting news and share them with you because I'm very happy and very excited to finally start working on this project. But anyway, so as I said already, today we are going to discover another edition of the Wizardology series. We are still in the ology world, of course, because it's very vast and very intricate. We have some silver foiling, very nice, and here we have a wannabe gems, but still gives a very nice addition to the book. And we also have the symbols of the Wizardology alphabet, as we know already from my videos on Wizardology. If you didn't see them yet, just go and check out my Ology series playlist and you'll find there all the videos with all the flip-throughs for the Ology books. And here we have a guide to wizards of the world. Much may be learned by the aspiring student of Wizardology through the study of others. I have therefore gathered together the lore of wizards from the four corners of the earth, the knowledge of ancient masters, the wisdom of mysterious shamans, the magic of the wisest sages and others besides, so that the true lamp of learning may be kept alight in the hearts of apprentices everywhere. Merlin Anno Domini 1577. Now here it says that it costed £11, but I got mine second hand, and actually the first time I ever got this book was many years ago, probably around 6 or 7. I was already living in the Czech Republic, and I got it at the end of this book. There is a surprise, but that surprise was not in the first copy I got of this book. But recently, like last year or 2 years ago, I found again this book in the Czech Republic secondhand, and guess what? The surprise at the end was there. I'm not going to tell you what it is because we will discover it together. Now here it says, "Away, O wizard," and here it says a bit about the surprise at the end. So we are not going to talk about it. We are going to go back to that letter at the end of the flip through. So here we have the contents. By way of introduction, we have Wizards of the West, magical creatures, shamans, South American shamans, North American shamans, Lap shamans, African shamans, Indian fakirs, Arabian sages, Eastern masters, an apprentice's appendix, the universal sigillium, and a word of warning. And here we have a beautiful illustration of a wizard that is riding a dragon and fighting with another wizard. Again, beautiful illustrations, makes you feel like this book came straight out of the Hogwarts library. And here we have a little note from Merlin: "My faithful reader, it has long been my wish to set down all I know about the practices of wizards throughout the known world. The great work is indeed great, and it is my hope that by learning more about the wizarding ways of others, wizards the world over may add to their magical powers for the good of all. I have written this book by magical means. It will only choose an owner who is worthy of learning the information I have set down within its pages. So, if you are lucky enough to possess a copy, guard it well. It will tell you of the four wizardological paths of Western wizards, Eastern sages, Chinese masters, and shamans. Each one has its own unique skills in the various areas of magic. All apprentices, even the most dull-witted, can learn much from the wisdom of others, and by playing the simple card game that I have thoughtfully included with this book, can measure the increase in their wizarding skills. The more games won, the greater the level of skill acquired. But rest not upon your laurels. No apprentice will succeed in becoming a true wizard by merely playing a game. Many years of diligent study, many more years of practice, and decades of service to a truly great wizard such as myself will be needed before that is achieved. As I will, so mote it be. Merlin, Anno Domini 1577. And a beautiful illustration of Merlin. And we start with the Wizards of the West. And here it says, descendants of an ancient order, the Wizards of the West must remember that power and responsibility go hand in hand. And here we also have a beautiful table of skills, so you can pause and read about them. Then we have good spirits and familiars. We already know about familiars, we learned about them all in the Wizardology handbook and the Wizardology big book. And here we have wizard equipment, magical items for Western wizards, and a beautiful illustration of the magical items. Then we have magical transportation, Sigillum Mysteriorum, and we have the Sigillum here. Taming dragons, a dragon spell, and a beautiful illustration of a dragon here. Then we have magical creatures, my favorite subject ever. And we have some summoning spells for fairies, I think it is. And it says, fairy beings I can't see, please will you appear to me? Help me if you would. My spell is only meant for good. Venio ad voco video. And a beautiful fairy circle. Then we have unicorns, the phoenix, griffons, something about mermaids, of course wyverns, and a bit about fairies as well. Then we have shamans and shamans of the world, a beautiful, beautiful map. Then we have something about the shapeshifters and stargazing, familiars of shamans. Again, beautiful illustration. And here we have South American shamans, and we have a very nice table of skills. I think this is for each type of wizard, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to be mistaken, we will see throughout the book. Here we have a bit about amphitheaters and a beautiful illustration of a shaman with an amphitheater. And North American shamans. Again, yeah, we have the table of skills, nicely done. You can pause and read. And then we have a flying spell. And feathers, friends. This is either the rock bird or it's just an eagle, but here it says the shamans often choose birds as their familiars. Eagles, crows, owls, and hawks are all popular choices. The newly introduced chicken is also gaining favor as its eggs are useful for breakfast. And I like how this book is dotted here and there with little jokes. Like the entire ology series are full of this kind of small jokes, and it adds a bit to the entertainment of this book. Then we have the lab shamans. From the four corners of the globe, each community of shamans uses their own system of wizardology to work their magic. Here we have some weather spells, and again we have the table of skills that you can pause and read about. And magical reindeer, beautiful illustration of a reindeer. My camera keeps on moving, so I'm very sorry about that. As you know, it's very improvised here, my peculiar YouTube corner. Then we have African shamans, again, and Indian fakirs. And here again we have the table of skills for each, if you wish to just pause and read about the skills of each. Then we have Arabian sages, very nice illustration, first class flight. Then their table of skills, where to find an Arabian sage. This is their table of skills. To scry or not to scry. Then we have some 3 rules. When flying a carpet, remember the following. Always keep your eyes on the sky ahead in order to avoid collision with tall buildings or trees. If you are an inexperienced flyer, wear a safety harness or preferably a parachute. Never fly too fast. A safe flight is a slow flight. Then we have the Eastern Masters. Beautiful illustrations and their skills. Then we have stamp magic. Again, some of the illustrations in this book can really be used as honestly on the wall. It will add so much magic to your room. Here we have a bit about land dragons, divination, the I Ching. Then we have an apprentice's appendix. Here we have the 4 main classes of spell: animating spells, transforming spells, healing spells, and affecting spells. And here we have the 4 seasonal spirits, beautifully explained. I'm going to bring this closer so you can easily pause and read about them. And also the 4 main classes of spell. And here we have a wizard's apprentice. Then here we have a spell book, spell casting table. What do you need to become a wizard? We have again very nice illustration of a wizard's den, I would call it, a wizard's room, and this is what I'm aiming for with my room. Let's see if I'm going to manage. Obviously I'm not going to have an open fire with a cauldron surrounded by so many books, but we have very nicely done here. We have the planetary symbols, elemental symbols, alchemical symbols, and then we also have the spell casting table if you want to pause and read all about it. And what do you need to become a wizard? All the equipment. Then we have the universal sigillium, and we have a key to the sigillium, and it says outer ring, common wizard code, second ring, Lambert script, third ring, dragon runes, inner ring English. So again, I'm gonna bring it closer so you can pause and even write it down for you, and you can use all these symbols and nice letters so you can just write with your friends secret and mysterious messages. And here we also have a word of warning. Those who study the art of Wizardology must remember the cardinal rule that all magic should be used only for good ends. Helpful positive thoughts aimed at assisting others may bring helpful positive results. Unhelpful negative thoughts are more likely to rebound on the sender. For all wizards the world over are subject to a powerful magical law known as the rule of 3. This rule states that the negative magic will rebound on the sender with 3 times more force than that with which it was sent out. Never bother the spirits for trifles, or merely to benefit yourself, for even the greatest wizards have occasionally come unstuck by straying from the true wizardological path. Keep this in mind at all times, and one day you too may become a wizard of the world, as I will, so mote it be, Merlin. And again we have Anno Domini 1577. And now the surprise at the end. It was mentioned, if you paid attention in the beginning of the video, it was already mentioned that there is a playing game. So we have a card game actually, and here are the cards. They are very beautiful. On the back we have a nice, it looks like a leprechaun to be honest, but very nicely done. And then we have cards, we have illustrations for each. We have different colors, you know, we have cat, then we have a talisman, unicorn, then we have an Indian fakir, griffon, snake, apple of healing, and then we have divination sticks, land dragon, tortoise. Then we have the Eastern Master. So each set has their own master, so you can send the objects and they are connected with the wizard of the world. So we have a flying carpet, magic spyglass, genie, and the Arabian sage. Then you have the shaman, and we have the wolf, potion bottle, and magical reindeer. And then we have the goblin, which is with the apprentice, and the cauldron, and the first thing we saw, the spell book, which are connected to the apprentice. Now of course there are rules of this game. I did not play it yet, but I really would love to. As I told you already, this book was secondhand, so you can see it was a bit ripped here, but it's just an envelope, so I do not mind. The most, you know, amazing part for me was the fact that the card set was full, because it's not easy to find the book full anymore. So here it is, a card game for the earnest apprentice. Included with this book is a useful set of cards that may be used by apprentices to test their growing level of wizardological skill. The more games won, the greater the level of skill acquired, and the further the apprentice steps along the path of true wizardry. And here it explains how to play. I'm going to put it closer for you, and if you want to pause and read how the game goes. And yeah, that's pretty much it with a guide to Wizards of the World. Now, if you like this book, in the description you will find links to how to get it. I will try and find it on eBay and so on. I'm not sure if you can still find new copies or not, because I didn't check for it in a long time, but definitely if I'm going to manage to find any kind of links to guide you towards buying this book, I will put them in the description, because I really think it's an amazing addition to your magical library. And that's about it for this week. I really hope you enjoyed another Ology edition, spin-off, call it as you wish. And of course we still have many, and actually yesterday I managed to get an amazing book that is part of, but that's more like from the real history, and it's called the Historical Notebooks series. There are like 5 in total, and I managed to get another one yesterday I did not even know about. And we are going to dive into those series as well, because they are very nicely done, and they are about historical figures in our world, like Cleopatra, Marco Polo, Darwin, Shakespeare, and the one I got yesterday, it's about Charles Dickens. So definitely we will do. They are again encyclopedias with pop-ups, and there are illustrations beautifully done, a lot of history, and very educational. But until we are going to get to that, don't forget 2 very important things. Stay magical, stay peculiar, always. Bye for now.